Welcome back to the Office Marketing Podcast with Mike Swigert, the podcast all about sales tips, mindset, and value bombs. 5 questions to help make your day more productive and learn a thing or two. Here is your host, best-selling author, Mike Swigert.
Hey everybody, thank you for taking the time really just to come join and listen to these kind of marketing tips. I got a great question this morning, and someone asked me specifically, they said, well, how have the shutdowns impacted marketing? And I really had to stop and think because it's impacted it on so many levels, right? I mean, if you think about if you're in sales or any sort of marketing, branding, sales world, you know, everything majorly accelerated when it came to the digital world. But specifically, how did it change for a salesperson, right? One of the first things we saw was trade shows, conferences, just absolutely shut down right away. I mean, and we're still nearly indefinitely before they are back to normal, before we have a trade show with 60, 80, 100,000 people just walking around, in a normal way. When does that happen again, right? So, or how about milk runs, right? We think about salespeople that for decades would just, hey, Monday I stop by these 3 guys, and Tuesdays I go to these 4 guys, and Wednesday I go to these 4 guys. And I call it milk run. I've called it milk run forever. But like, if you call in distributors, you have your normal guys that you just go check on. Everyone expects, hey, Swigert's going to be here on Tuesday with donuts, right? That's just what it is. Or how about random drop-ins? Just walking into somebody's office and just being able to knock the door saying like, hey, I'm here. I just thought, I was just down the road. Just thought I'd come down. Can I be a resource to anybody here? How about lunch and learns? Is anybody doing lunch and learns with strangers, right? These have basically nearly ended, right? So I had fun doing all those. I mean, maybe I actually enjoyed trade shows, maybe not milk run as much, but I love doing drop-ins and lunch and learns. Those are things I always enjoy doing as a salesperson. But what are some things that picked up, right? So follow me here. So we've got Zoom presentations. They've gone through the roof, pre-recorded Zoom presentations, getting on podcasts, getting on webinars, right? Doing things like this through a digital sterile environment, somewhere that connection is slightly more difficult, but extremely safe. It helps both the person presenting and the person receiving the information to feel like they're in a safe environment.
This episode of the Office Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Fusion Advisory. We help commercial contractors generate leads online profitably. Check us out at fusion-advisory.com.
Right. So we see a big pickup on that. And also we see a big pickup on one-to-many marketing. And one-to-many marketing is whether it be a Google ad, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, content creation, email campaigns, increased newsletters. I mean, these have gone through the roof. If you look at the stats of how much content we're using over the course of the last 13 months versus any other 13-month period, even following the scale. I mean, we just went up through the roof, right? So, but a couple of things that are fascinating for me to watch is this like prohibition style marketing. If anybody remembers back in the 20s, you'll see pictures of speakeasies and cool places where people weren't allowed to go. Well, I hear all the time about marketing events that just are kind of under the radar, right? Because there is a very large group of people who are very concerned about the spread of this virus, and there's a very large group that isn't. And that group that isn't is like, hey, I'm going to keep marketing. And they're kind of surprised when they get to an event and there's 30 other people there, and they're actually doing face-to-face human, and I call it prohibition style marketing. One thing that was always big, even when the shutdowns first happened, was golf. Golf went absolutely through the roof. Unless you were in, I think, New York, New Jersey, Michigan, most places left their golf courses open, and a lot of marketing happened on the golf course. because it was open, it was out. You could easily socially distance, whether it be 6 or 3 feet apart. You didn't have to, you could pound or shake hands. You never even had to touch a flag, right? So we saw a major, major resurgence in golf. So when people ask me, how has marketing changed? Well, a lot of the human piece, the physical human piece, the spontaneous human piece has really taken a hit. The technology-driven piece has gone eons ahead, but then we're also starting to see people really wanting to get back to that human connection. So the people that really enjoy the human connection and enjoy seeing people eye to eye and enjoy that oxytocin connection you can only get, really face to face. We're starting to see that come back for that specific demographic. So it's fascinating to watch. I hate to timestamp this, but this is, I'm recording this at the end of March of 2021. So hopefully 90 days from now, people will be laughing and everything will be back to normal and there's nothing to be concerned about. But we'll see it. We'll see people kind of coming back to marketing as usual here, probably slowly but surely. So thanks again for taking time to listen to this banter. I hope it was helpful. Hopefully you can find something that's comfortable for you, a way that you like to do your marketing that's comfortable for where you are in life. And thanks again.
Thanks for listening to the Office Marketing Podcast. Be sure to join the conversation on our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and Facebook pages. If you enjoyed the episode, head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.